So, welcome back to Vintage Steel Garage. Today we're having a look at a new purchase. Okay, so new car time. The clue's in the title, obviously, so I'll try to build the drama and suspense, even though I've told you what it is already if you've read the title. BMW. Now then, that didn't feature in any of the episodes very much, and the main reason is it's BMW, German quality engineering. It's never missed a beat. All they've ever done is change the oil on it until the end where I needed to do a couple of injectors and a turbo, but that's no drama, and it's never missed a beat. So I didn't really need it. Why not sell it and buy something known more for its unreliability, let's say. So bought myself a Range Rover Sport, as you do. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, you'll know I probably don't go to a forecourt dealer and pay top whack to buy a car. I'm not going to say what I sold the BM for or what I bought this for, but basically I've added £600 to the deal and got a Range Rover Sport, which is probably an £80,000 car new, 4 years younger than the BMW and 30,000 miles less. However, there is a catch, and you're all waiting for that, aren't you? There is a problem with it. Now, some will say the problem is it's a Range Rover, very observant, but it does have one known fault, and fingers crossed, I know what it is and I know what the cure is, and spookily it's exactly the same as the 911 was, in that the steering is very heavy and very stiff, but it's not stiff all the time. As you turn the steering wheel round, it goes stiff, nice, stiff, nice, stiff, nice. And I think it's the universal joint on the shaft on the way down. So that's the one known problem I've got. Knowing it's a Range Rover Sport, we'll probably pick up more problems on the way. But what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and demonstrate that you can buy a lot of a car for not a lot of money and maintain it cheap. Before we take a look at the steering, let's have a walk around it and see what you think. So it's a 3 litre model, V6, 113,000 miles. It's fairly tidy. It's got one scrape there on the bumper, little barrel scar, so we just need to touch that up. Everything else is pretty tidy, fairly clean inside. What I do want to do, and I must admit I don't know why they call them a Range Rover Sport, they should really call them a Range Rover Tank. What I do want to do and change is these. I can't stand these wind deflectors. It makes the B pillar, or the A pillar is massive, and you just end up looking through this tint looking up at the traffic light. I just don't like it. I don't like the look of them on the outside. I just think they look, I think they spoil the lines of the car. Now I'm fairly sure they come out easy. I think from memory, with a Land Rover I had, I think they just, there you go, that's it. So that's that one out. So we'll just go around and take all these out. Might need 2 hands on it. Oh, there we go. It's coming out. There we go. I just think that looks better already. We've taken that off, got the window back up. Little stickers like this, I'm going to take these off, I just can't stand that type of thing. But I think that looks better than that side already. Now, low battery it says. There could be the second problem we didn't know about. So I think that looks better with just those off already. So I'm going to take those off both sides, and then what we're going to do is get into the real juicy fault of seeing if we can find where this steering universal joint is. So I'm under no illusion I'm going to have problems with this car. Probably more than just the problem I know straight away, which is the steering. But let's see how we go. I've driven it 40 miles so far. That's got to be great, isn't it? First problem I've got is I need to find out where the battery is to charge it. Modern cars are a nightmare, aren't they? It's just a sea of plastic trim, and there hopefully is my steering cure. So where do you plug the battery in? I'm going to have to read the manual for that, and that's because the guy I got it off hasn't used it for a few months, so it's sat, so I think the battery's a bit low. Anyway, the steering coupling is somewhere down there. I may be able to see it from underneath better, and to see it from underneath we can obviously use the car's inbuilt off-road and raise the suspension up, and that should get us more clearance here. So I'm going to fire it up, lift it up, and see if we can have a look underneath and see what we can do. I think that needs addressing, doesn't it? A bit of polish on there. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if that's just gone in the sun. Could be. Anyway, we're going to pick things up as we go around this for sure. We found the battery anyway. That is a big one, and it says Land Rover on it. Now that is 12 volts, 90 amp hour, 850 amps, AGM. That is a big battery, and that will not be cheap. Let's put it on charge first of all and boost it, and see how we get on with that, while we then look at the steering. Okay, so we've got it in off-road mode now. Put the battery on charge. Let's just give it the benefit of the doubt that it's stood for a while, the battery's run down, I've started it, driven it home, and it needs a good charge. Failing that, we're looking at an 850 amp hour battery, and I reckon that's going to be at least 200 quid, so that might be the first bill. However, we're now in off-road mode, so you can see we now got a bit of clearance under there. But what I'm going to do is put some axle stands underneath, because what you don't want to do, this is just pneumatic suspension, you do not want to be going under that while it's just raised like that. So let me get some axle stands under, get underneath, and we can see, well, let's see if we can see this steering knuckle, because we definitely. So I'm using my brain here. It's a 4x4, we've got it in the off-road mode, which is giving us more ground clearance, and then I've just driven it onto this block of wood. But do not rely on the suspension. Put some axle stands under. It's not touching the body, but it's just there as a belt and braces. Right, I'm going to show you where I need to get to now. It's one of these ones where you can see it, but can you touch it? No. So let me get under and show you. Oh, I've got myself stuck now. What have I got myself into? I should have stuck with the BM. Anyway, here we go. He's just in there, and what I'm going to have to do is take this belly pan off here. Right, so we've got better access now. We've got this belly plate off here, which is probably 2 or 3 mil steel. That must weigh 2 or 3 kilograms. I honestly, why do they put that on? Do they think people are going off-road in these vehicles or something? It's crazy. We're just parking in Tesco's car park in them. Anyway, so we've got that off now. Can we actually now see what we're looking for? Can you see it? I can't yet. Hold on. Oh, that's where we're looking. We're looking the wrong way. We're looking there. Can you see it? There. So what we basically need to do is blast the heck out of that coupling there. I'm currently being strangled by my own hoodie. So you can see there we've blasted the heck out of it with copper slip, and trying the steering, it has come a bit better, but I still think it's a bit notchy, so I might be replacing that complete shaft, which is not too bad because it's about 40 to 50 pound. But we have spotted problem number 2 already, the inner end of the front CV gaiter, which I was slightly aware of because it did mention it on the MOT. So that's a bit of a one to do, and there is this suspension arm, there's a slight knock on that, so we might be doing that as well. So I think we need to sort of order some parts, but on a plus point, it does not have a DPF, which can only be a good thing. Not for the environment, but for me. So having had a quick walk round and a crawl underneath, I think that steering Knuckle will come good with a bit more rejuvenating spray in it, and I think we've got a front inner CV gaiter, which, like I said, I sort of knew about because it was on the advisory for the MOT, and the front suspension arm. Now if we're working in that area, we might as well do both together, so I've got to order some parts for that. Everything else, having a look around it, I've just noticed there's a nail in the tyre, or a little screw. If you have a look there, I may be lucky, I've wet it and it's not leaking. That may be small enough to come out. So let's see if we can tease this out and be lucky. Let's hope it's not a 2-inch long screw. Oh no, that's not good. Listen, no, so I'm going to have to get that as a puncture repair. I got a feeling they're going to say that's too near the side to repair and won't repair it. Okay, you can hear it now. Quick, push it back in, pretend you never saw it. That probably explains the slow puncture when I picked it up. I think we need a tyre or a puncture repair, an inner CV joint, a suspension arm, and maybe a battery, and maybe a steering knuckle. At the end of the day, this is just Land Rover. Okay, thanks for watching, let's get some parts ordered and see you soon.